Hello, it's me, Oscar from Marijuana Garden.
Why do people like dead baby jokes? Somebody told me one of those jokes. It went like this: what's worse than 10 dead babies in one trash can? One dead baby in 10 trash cans. Everybody else who I was with thought it was funny, but I just thought that it is terrible and disgusting, and they said, "Why aren't you laughing? It's sick. How do people find those even remotely funny?" An article published in 1988, the Desert News, titled, "Jokes Are Serious Psychic Business." In the article it's mentioned that dead baby jokes, which began in 1960s as a response to feminists' rejection of the traditional role of women, theorizes researcher Duns. Babies, perceived as a male plot to keep women subjugated, barefoot and pregnant, became fodder for jokes. Women's desire to have sex without having babies was a major source of anxiety in the 1960s, he says. Thus, avoiding or disposing of unwanted babies through jokes may be a type of wishful thinking, a way to ease this anxiety and remain a child oneself. To fight the fear of pregnancy and ease the guilt of abortion, young people told dead baby jokes. Babies, once dehumanized, could be laughingly destroyed, he speculates. Andrew M. Warner, a social arts researcher, says, "I examine the cultural significance of the dead baby joke cycle. Coupled with Mikhail Bakhtin's use of the grotesque, I show that the jokes can be read as a verbal carnival that offers a controlled rebellion that acts as a coping mechanism." I go on to explore the ambiguous symbolism of the baby figure and examine the stress caused by considering babies to be less than human. Ultimately, the study shows that the jokes provide a discursive space to deal with the stress and fear of the joke teller's own mortality. Building on research by folklorists such as Alan Duns, Wikipedia says dead baby jokes are a joke cycle reflecting Black comedy. The joke is presented in riddle form, beginning with a what question and concluded with a grotesque punchline answer. The dead baby joke cycle likely began in the early 1960s. Duns theorizes that the origin of the dead baby joke lies in the rise of second-wave feminism in the U.S. during that decade and its rejection of the traditional societal role for women, which included support for legalized abortion and contraceptives. Consequently, to fight the fear of pregnancy and ease the guilt of abortion, young people told dead baby jokes. Babies, once dehumanized, could be laughingly destroyed. It has also been suggested that the jokes emerged in response to images of graphic violence, often involving infants, from the Vietnam War. In the 21st century, the popularity of the joke cycle has led to the creation of a number of websites dedicated to dead baby jokes. When we asked why do people like dead baby jokes, public expressed their opinions as follows. 1. The whole point of a dead baby jokes is to be tasteless. In humor, tasteless jokes are a form of rebellion. They are a way of saying FCKU to rules and to people who take themselves so seriously. It's not like these people are actually wishing harm toward babies. The point of these jokes is to expose our oversensitivity to some things and undersensitivity to other things, to push the boundaries of what shocks or disgusts us. It's sort of like a gross-out contest. Who can think of the sickest thing? It's actually a form of harmless creativity. After all, the entire scenario is fiction, so why do we get so worked up about it? 2. The purpose of a joke is to make light of a bad situation and provide some humor, like racist jokes or Holocaust jokes. People don't really mean that they love chopping up infants, they're just making light of it. 3. Modern comedy likes to push the boundaries of what's accepted in society. They're funny because they are outrageous. They are rude, offensive, and violent, exactly what teens love nowadays. 4. It's a psychological release from suppressed feelings about those screaming brats. Ever heard one in a movie or restaurant? I hear it for about 4 seconds, then I'm like, get that brat out of here. But of course we never say anything like that because society finds it unacceptable, so we find an outlet by laughing at dead baby jokes. 5. Everyone has their own opinions. Some people are just flat out ignorant, others find it quite disturbing. Some are hysterical, others are just lame and cruel. People commenting bad on here get thumbs up for some reason, and people who make sense get thumbs down. Well, I'm half and half, so don't hate. A Labor TDMR. Gerald Nash has written to Facebook asking for a page dedicated to dead baby jokes to be removed from the social network immediately. The Louth Meath deputy was made aware of the page, which describes itself as the official page for dead baby jokes, by a constituent. In the Facebook page About section, the page says there are no boundaries on racism, religion, culture, and overall anything offensive. It also adds the following disclaimer: dead baby jokes contains highly offensive humor and should not be viewed by individuals who are easily offended by tasteless humor. We here at Dead Baby Jokes take the safety of your children at heart and do not in any way condone the killing of babies or any other manner in which harm could come to a child. The page was first created in January 2010 and has just over 19,000 followers. Nash says that he appreciates that Facebook cannot continuously monitor all postings or pages, but believes they are usually quick to respond to complaints. Unfortunately, that does not seem to apply in this case. This page has been live for some time, and Facebook have not responded to complaints so far. Nash said he was horrified when he viewed it himself. It is quite simply sick and cannot be defended in any way. Losing a child is probably the most devastating thing that can happen to any human being, and how anyone can make jokes about it is beyond me, added Nash. This is not a case of being PC. There are some lines you just do not cross.